I'm back. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another review, I guess. Or whatever I'm calling these. I don't know. The webcam reviews. I don't know. I have no idea what I'll call these because these are not going to be regular reviews, of course. These are going to be way more like free-form discussion videos, spoiler discussion, stuff like that. I just got back from seeing quite a double feature at the movie theaters. I saw Boo 2, a Madea Halloween. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I meant to say Boo 2, a Madea Halloween, because it got that exclamation point. You gotta get it right. And then I saw Geostorm right after that. These two are followed right after, of course, me seeing Snowman yesterday. I'm sorry, excuse me, The Snowman. Yeah, don't want to confuse it with something else. So I had quite a last 24 hours at the theaters. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna review Boo 2 first. Madea Halloween. Oh, again, I apologize. Boo 2, a Madea Halloween, which do I need to say I was looking forward to it? Of course I was. I'm a huge Madea fan. I see every Madea movie except the last 25 of them. I haven't seen a lot of them, but you know what? I love all of them. Even the ones I haven't seen, I love. And Madea is such a likable character. She chainsaws couches. She runs people over. She blows up stuff. She's Tyler Perry, so right there, everybody loves Madea, you know. I wanted to go see all those stage plays. Oh man, it was a fun time in that church. I mean, I'm sorry, theater. Excuse me. That's one thing I will say though. I've only watched a couple of Madea movies. This movie, you know, I might as well bring up the poster here. You know, bam, there it is. Which, by the way, the best thing about this movie is this poster. You know, it's not great, but when I start telling you about the movie, you'll understand. That's one thing I'll say about this. This never does anything with church. You know, most Madea movies I've seen, and I actually have seen quite a bit. I'm going to stop joking around here for a second. I have watched a few of them, okay? I wouldn't be able to tell you what they were about because they're all about the same thing. It's Medea's in the background doing something weird, but there's always like this story about someone getting abused by their husband or something like that. It's drama to the 10th degree. It's some of the most drama I've ever seen dramaed in a drama. So, most of those movies are like, hey, Medea's doing something funny. I like Madea. I do. I do like Madea when she's like doing something funny, like chainsawing a couch. Like I said, that was like the first movie. I think that's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I think. And I'm pretty sure that's the one where she chainsaws the couch. And anyway, I saw that in school, by the way. Whichever one is the one where she chainsaws the couch. I don't know why I have to do the motion of like ripping the whatever, but I saw that in high school. It was like right when it like was, I don't know if it just came out or it was still newish, you know. So I saw that and I saw a couple other ones. I saw, I didn't see the Witness Protection, but I saw a couple of them. So I know that Madea and Tyler Perry loves to go to church, or at least talk about church, or talk about you need Jesus or whatever. So these movies are very much religious in a way, even though Medea's doing some messed up shit that's not very godlike. But whatever. Point is that these movies are very religious based. In this movie, I didn't see the first one. I should say that right there. So I was real confused on what was going on. No, I wasn't. But yeah, these movies are really based around, not based around, but have a lot of religious. I wouldn't even say undertones. Just religious. That's it. It's like they go to church. They talk about Jesus. Oh, gotta have Jesus in you. You know, pray. Gotta pray. You know, all that stuff. So that's fine and whatever. As long as it's not too preachy, and usually it's not too preachy. At least the ones I've seen. I'm sure there's some that are just like, Jesus, really? I mean, I guess that's exactly what it is. It's Jesus, but whatever. This one doesn't do that though. So maybe I should stop talking about it. I feel like I should have mentioned that, like my history with Madea, because I don't watch these fucking movies. I watched a couple of them, but I don't watch these movies for the channel, which I should, because they would probably make entertaining reviews, but I just don't, okay, because I don't really have an interest in it. And the only reason why I saw this is because of course, Movie Pass, which I've had for years, but now Movie Pass is like $10, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get the most out of this before Movie Pass is gone, because I'm sure that shit ain't gonna last. $10 a month to see. I saw 3 movies. That's already like almost $40 right there. It's like $14 a ticket, so it's more than $40 actually. So right there, like, I'm already way ahead. Sadly, I had to go see Snowman This and fucking Geostorm, so it really wasn't worth it, even that $10 for Movie Pass. But point is, I didn't have to pay $40 to see these fucking terrible movies. But so I went to go see it, and I thought it'd be an entertaining review. So yeah, I know 5 minutes, I'm just talking about random shit, but really, I'd rather talk about random shit than actually talk about this movie, because I'm gonna tell you right here, this movie fucking infuriated me. Alright, one thing I want to say before I even get to the movie. I know it's 6 minutes in, I'm not even getting to the review. I want to mention this. The theater I was in was not filled, which I was surprised. I thought it was going to be. At Geostorm was more filled, which I'm surprised. Geostorm, by the way, is bombing, but this isn't, so I guess just my theater likes Gerard Butler more than Tyler Perry. I don't know why. But alright, so this movie wasn't packed, but it had quite a few people in there. I would say like half the theater was filled, okay? So it wasn't packed, but it was close to something I would consider packed. But there were a lot of kids, and a lot of white kids. There wasn't too many black people in there, which I was surprised, you know? Not saying that's a demographic that, well, it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Black people like these movies, okay? That's fine. White people like stupid-ass movies, too. So you can have your stupid-ass movies. Okay, so surprisingly, mostly white kids. I feel like most of them thought this was going to be a horror movie, because this audience was one of the worst I had for a movie that was also not very good, I should say. Because a lot of times I get a movie that's really good or solid or okay, and an audience that is just terrible. Like Happy Death Day, I just had a theater, an audience that was the worst crowd ever, just screaming at every single thing. That movie's not scary even a little bit, and it's not really trying to be scary. And every time the killer would show up, I'm not even fucking around, every single motherfucker in that movie theater were screaming. It was a surround sound of deafening teenage screams, and it wasn't just the teenage girls, it was the teenage boys, and it was like the younger kids too that were probably just turned 13, so they were like, oh boy, I can't wait to see a horror movie finally, and they go in with a bunch of their fucking friends and they joke and laugh and stuff. They don't stop fucking talking, and that was annoying. But the movie was okay. So at least I was like, okay, while they're not talking, I'm enjoying the movie. Here, Boo 2, I'm fucking hating the movie. And I have, luckily enough, not a surround sound of kids talking and screaming. But there's kids to like the bottom right of me that there's like maybe 8 of them in a row. And they just keep fucking talking and saying the dumbest fucking shit. It was, oh, I wanted to strangle each one. I just wanted to, there was 8 of them. I wanted to take turns just choking the fuck out of each one, you know, just take 2, shut the fuck up. I was so annoyed, so much so that there was actually a guy in there with a hearing aid. I only know this because he was talking really loud when he wasn't supposed to, and people were telling him to stop and stuff. Also, I saw him going into the theater. He had a hearing aid. Point is that he had a hearing aid, and even he could hear the kids like talking, and he yelled, "Shut up!" It was like really loud too. It was like way too loud. But I understood he has a hearing aid, and also I appreciated it. So I thought it was funny. I actually did record that audience, so maybe I'll put up that part with I don't know, maybe I'll put that part up on Twitter or something where he just says, "Shut up!" It was really loud. But I thought that was funny, and I appreciated it. So whoever you are, you're a good soul. But those kids wouldn't shut the fuck up. So I had to sit through this fucking movie the entire time hearing these fucking kids. When that guy yelled "shut up," it was like an hour into the movie, and guess what? The kids would shut up for about 5 minutes and then continue to talk. And then someone else said to be quiet at one point, which wasn't surprising because, you know, most theaters start getting annoyed towards the end of the movie, which is fucking weird. I wish my theaters would, like, just, like, I don't know, immediately, like, hammer down on talking. But it's always like, even for Happy Death Day, we didn't get anybody saying be quiet until like an hour into the movie. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like, I should say something, but I don't want to be like that one guy in the theater that goes by himself to see a fucking movie, Madea movie, telling them shut up. Like, I wasn't caring that much. You know, it wasn't Blade Runner they were talking through, so I didn't care that much. But it was still annoying, and the movie was annoying. All right, so now let's talk about the fucking movie. I'm gonna be spoiling it. Not really. I'm not going to, because nothing in this movie is consequential at all. From what I've heard, it's exactly the same as the first movie. Okay, you have the bitchy daughter of Tyler Perry's Brian character, who is just Tyler Perry. He's not in makeup or anything, because he plays two characters in this movie that are in makeup. If you've never seen a Madea movie before, he plays Madea, of course, which, by the way, those kids at the end of the movie, they were surprised to find out that Tyler Perry played Madea. So right there, you know, they were just there because they thought it would be a scary movie. Did I mention that they were actually scared at stuff? Like, you hear them like screaming and going, ah! I couldn't believe that. Like, Happy Death Day, I can kind of believe, maybe, because there is a couple jump scares. Here, it's just like, only back on track. Okay, sorry, these are very, very sloppy. I apologize. But, okay, so you have the daughter of Brian, who is Tyler Perry, who doesn't respect him at all. She's a bitch. She's a fucking mega bitch. She is horrible. She's a horrible human. She's just a bitch. And in the first movie, I heard she was a bitch, but she kind of, like, towards the end, it was like the message was like Madea had a speech or something like that. This is all from what I've heard. Like, they had a speech with her, or like a discussion with her, and supposedly her character kind of changed in that last movie at the end, and she became less of a bitch. That's thrown out the window completely in this movie, because immediately Tyler Perry's character shows up and says, hey, happy birthday, because it's her birthday, and she's just like, oh god, like, rip the fucking skin off my face. And she wants to go to a party, which she did last year, I guess. I'm saying last year because the fucking first one came out last year. But it was also, I guess, the last year in the movie's time, whatever. She went to a party last year, and all the spooky stuff happened, which I think was like bullshit. It was like the fraternity playing tricks or whatever. They dressed up as zombies or whatever. I don't fucking know. And she went to that party, and it didn't go as planned. So she's going to another party this year and stuff, and then spooky stuff starts happening. Madea goes and tries to save her and stuff with a couple of other fucking annoying characters. And the entire movie is just, it's just this. Okay, it's just a character saying something like, let's go over here. And then Madea goes, nah, I ain't going over there. That's just spooky. And then Joe's character, who is the brother of Madea, who's also played by Tyler Perry, is just like, nah, I ain't going over there. That reminds me of when I was pimping back in my pimping days. He mentions that he was a pimp about 500 times in this fucking movie. And each time, it's fucking hilarious. And so he's like, I'm not going over there. I'm pimping. I'm pimp. And you have the two other annoying fucking characters. There's this one that has the most annoying fucking voice where it's just like, and then you have the other one, which I don't know these characters' names because I don't give a fuck. And then you have the other one, which is probably I guess the straight man of the group, or I guess straight woman of the group, where she's just like, she's the one that's like calm and stuff, and she's not yelling, screaming, making weird fucking noises and stuff, and she's the most likable one of the group. If you see the movie, or if you've seen any of these movies, you're probably naming them like right off the bat, like, oh, it's that character, of course. I don't know, I didn't get, her name was like Aunt something. I don't know. Point is that these characters are terrible anyway. Even her, she's just a bad character, and all it is these characters saying like, let's go over there, and then Madea going, and then Free and Joe say, no, I can't do that, I'm a pimp, and then Madea goes like, hey, you better get out there, fool, don't be scared, and then it's like for 5 minutes, I know that sounded like a Larry the Cable Guy, but whatever, for like 5 minutes at a time, it's just them bickering over and over again. You can tell it's just fucking either improv, they're just really bad screenwriting. Either way, it's horrible, and it's just the worst comedy out there. But there's so much of it. I'm not fucking around. There's so much of this bickering bullshit where characters just sit down and complain and pretend like they're driving a car, even though it's obviously like Seinfeld green screen in the background. Like, you can even hear like the sound, which, by the way, the sound design in this movie, and that's sound design, but that's for video games, but you know what I mean. The sound in this movie is just completely off. Like, they're passing by cars while driving and you can't hear anything outside. You can't hear another car pass by or anything. You don't hear any wind. You just hear them talking. You know, just like how it would sound if you were in a car, right? You just hear nothing else outside. You have like soundproof windows, I guess. But okay, whatever. And there's times where whenever a character is talking, you can hear like this echoey sound because they use the fucking microphone on the camera, not the fucking actual microphone that they should have used, like the boom mic or something, which I'm sure they didn't fucking have one. I'm surprised. If they did have one, then you would probably seen the motherfucker droop into frame, you know? So, like, oh, look. What's that? What is that? Is that the boom? You probably would have seen it plenty. So there's times where the sound is just completely off. But over and over again, it's just little arguments that characters have where they make fun of each other, and Joe says he's a pimp, and he backhand a hoe or something. And I'm surprised this movie was PG-13 because there's so many times where that character Joe says the most just dehumanizing things I've ever heard. Like, I can't believe the stuff this character is saying, and I can't believe there was kids in this movie. Like, this should have been rated R because of how fucking ridiculous some of the stuff that character in general was saying. There's so much of it. There's so many jokes being spewed out of everybody's fucking mouths that I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't like the movie. It was insufferable for most of it. There is a couple of jokes that I did laugh at, okay? I can't remember them for the life of me because I was actually going to write them down like, oh, that was kind of funny. I can't really remember them, but I remember chuckling. I was like, and it's weird too because after so long of a movie being horrible, usually I'm just desensitized and nothing else can make me either laugh or smile, even if something is really good in a movie, even though it's been shitty for the last hour, I won't have a reaction. I'll realize that, oh, that was actually a good scene later on, but when I'm there, I'm just like, but in this movie, it's like an hour, and then something funny happens. I'm like, all right, fine. I don't know, maybe it's because of the situation I was in, where I either could laugh at this and drown out some of the fucking annoying talking and screaming from these kids on the bottom right of me, or I could just sit here and just like slowly die. Maybe I'll make a laugh so I don't hear them for a little bit. This is me trying to make up a reason why I laughed at this fucking movie. So you got that. Oh man, you got that. But this movie is not even like, sure, I laughed a couple times, but this movie is not worth any price of admission because you have to listen to every single fucking joke before the funny ones or after the funny ones, and they are horrible. They are so fucking horrible. From a percentage base, I would say the movie's 5% funny, 95% not funny. It is so just everywhere. It's just like they're spewing shit out of their mouths and stuff. It's just annoying. One thing also I have to say is that Tyler Perry, you can tell this man fucking loves himself. You can tell in this movie, and certainly like some of the other ones I saw, like, yeah, okay, maybe it's a little bit too overindulgent in himself, but there's also those main stories that the trailers don't want you to know about, I guess, for like Diary of a Mad Black Woman or whatever, where it's just like, you know, it's not about really Madea, it's about like some other character from her family or whatever. But in this movie, it's all straight up, like, after like 30 minutes of the movie, it's straight up just Medea's movie. Like, first 30 minutes, I was like, Medea's like a side character, like a way side character. She's like in the background, like they keep cutting back to a reaction shot where she goes, "What?" Like, that's about her role in the first 30 minutes. Like, everybody else is saying shit. But, after that 30 minutes, it's all her movie, and you could tell fucking Tyler Perry just loves himself, okay? He is the main character of this 3 times over. Joe gets plenty of screen time, Madea gets plenty of screen time, and Brian gets plenty, and you could just fucking tell he loves himself. I really, really do believe he just can't get enough of himself. And it's a shame, too, that he's this bad at making his own movies, because I actually did like him in a couple of movies in the past. Like, I thought he was really great in Gone Girl. That's about it, actually. One movie. He was okay in Star Trek. Remember, he was in Star Trek. You know what? I thought he tried. And it's not that he was good in it, obviously, but considering what kind of character he had to play, I guess he did a decent job of playing Baxter Stockman in Turtles 2 from last year, but I mean, that was a goofy fucking character anyway, so like you could have got anybody. They could have nailed that. But whatever. But point is, oh, Alex Cross. Don't even fucking get me started on Alex Cross. Oh, man. So yeah, you can just tell this man loves it himself. And this is just a horrible movie with just some horrible gags, some horrible sound editing and sound mixing. I don't even think there was any of that. You know, I think it was really just camera microphone. You know, like, oh, I picked up some stuff. Also, by the way, second movie in a row that I'm doing this fucking review for, this kind of review, that has horrible dubs. Okay, there are times where characters are saying damn and like I think there's a part where someone says shit and they dub it over and say darn instead. You'll notice it every time a character says darn in this movie. If you see this fucking movie for whatever reason, you will notice that it was obviously supposed to be damn, but for some reason they cut it out to put darn. I don't know why, because there's a part where Joe's character says motherfucker in the movie. So why they could keep that, but they couldn't keep damn, I don't know. There's also a part where Joe says he's supposed to say, like, I think he's supposed to say fuck towards the end of the movie, but he says nut. What? Like, it's so obviously dubbed at times. It's so bad. The sound overall is horrible. The lip syncing, they failed so bad. And it's embarrassing. It is an embarrassing movie. Also, like, I gotta mention the acting, because Tyler Perry, I will give him credit. He's not terrible when he's Madea or Joe. He's annoying. Madea, he's still kind of likable as Madea, even though she's one note as a motherfucker at this point. But Joe, he's really annoying. But he's trying, I guess. Like, he's not just phoning it in. I'll say that, maybe. But him as Brian, just him as him, is bad. Tito Ortiz is in the movie, and he's bad. But you would figure that, right? There are a bunch of actors in here that are supposedly YouTube and Vine stars, which I've never heard of any of them. I even looked them up. Like, I was like, I don't know who these people are. And when they show up, I won't say they're horrible, like, oh my god, god awful, but they are fucking annoying. All of the characters in this movie are fucking annoying. There's not one character, where I feel like they were believable and at least kind of entertaining to follow at all. Not one fucking character I can think of in this movie is like, okay, I guess I'll relate to this character a little bit more. You know, not that I relate to any of these characters, but you know, at least whenever I feel like you're on screen, I get a breath of fresh air. It's not fucking people just bickering for 30 minutes at a time. But yeah, the movie just doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, it does not. And the acting, I won't even say it. I mean, it is bad, but it's just, I don't know. The movie just feels like a complete fucking just afterthought. Like, it's so badly made and produced and stuff. There's times where it just looks so, I mean, the whole movie looks cheap, but there's times where it looks fucking cheap. Like, there's a whole 10-minute sequence in the beginning of the movie where it's just inside someone's house, inside a living room. The entire sequence where Madea and Joe and the other two annoying fucking characters are just bickering. It's just cutting back to each of their faces as Joe keeps saying that he's a pimp, and fucking Madea keeps talking about how like, oh, my pussy's big or whatever. I don't even remember what she's talking about, which that's really disconcerting to hear Tyler Perry talk about his vagina. But I don't. There's a whole 10-minute sequence like that, and there's later on, there's most of the time Madea is in the movie after that, like when she starts actually doing something and actually going to the camp or whatever to save the daughter or whatever the fuck. She's in a car most of the time, and that's when the green screen effect, which obviously they're not in a real car, you know, it's a green screen. Maybe they're in a real car. Well, they're in a real car, yeah, they are, but you know what I mean, like, they're not actually driving. Because you can hear and see, it's just straight up green screen. And that shouldn't bother me, but if the movie was fun, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care how cheap it looked. I really wouldn't if it was a fun movie. But it's just a headache. Like, I left this movie with a headache, and then I was dreading it because I was like, oh no, I gotta fucking see Geostorm after. Like, if I saw Geostorm, I'll tell you right here, Geostorm wasn't good, but it was not this or the Snowman. It was still not good. Like, if I didn't see the Snowman and Boo 2, I'd be like, Geostorm was fucking terrible. But because I saw this and the Snowman previously, Geostorm looked like goddamn Citizen Kane. Oh, I gotta take my glasses off again. Oh, yeah. You ever get a headache where, like, you can quell it a little bit by just doing this? Like, squishing your eyes into your brain? Is that weird? I think I might have a tumor. I think Boo 2 and Madea Halloween gave me a tumor. I have brain tumor now. Thanks, Tyler Perry. Hope you enjoy that $14, you piece of shit. Oh, by the way, the makeup is awful too. I just want to say that. Like, this movie is so thrown together. Like, even when he has to be Madea or Joe and it's makeup, it's fucking terrible. Like, even when he's Brian, he has this shitty ass, like, fucking not goatee, but he has like a beard and stuff. And like, not nice like this. He has like the shittiest, like, pencil thin, like, terrible looking, like, whatever. I'm talking about his facial hair. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm sorry. I'm just getting more and more pissed just thinking about, like, how Tyler Perry might have gave me a brain tumor. I don't know. It's bad. Like, do I need to say anything more? Like, I'm not gonna continue on with this. I don't know. There's a gag at the end that is not funny, and it leads towards there could be a Boo 3, which makes me go, oh, fuck, is this gonna never end? Is it gonna be like the Haunted House series again? Like, well, actually, that ended. That's because the second movie did bad, though. So that's what it was reminding me of, just how it just never shut the fuck up, and it was just like in one place for the entirety of the movie. It had characters that were really annoying and stereotypes, and they just never shut the fuck up. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the Haunted House movies. You know? Yeah, I'm talking about the Marlon Wayans one. So that's what reminded me of. Hopefully this doesn't do well, but from what I'm hearing, it's doing well. So, fuck. Thanks a lot, America. I'm sure Blade Runner's gonna fucking flop. It's already considered a flop, but who knows? Maybe it could pull through if it opens in China. Well, I don't know if it already opened in China. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, we're gonna keep getting fucking movies like this. 3 movies in one weekend I would consider 3 of the worst movies of this year. In one, I saw it in 24 fucking hours. 3 of the worst. What? This isn't January. January is when you dump the shitty movies. This is October, bitch. We're getting close to Oscar season. You don't throw these in there. You know? What the fuck? Alright, well, anyway. Do I need to say anything else? It's a terrible movie. It looks awful. Like, the villains of the movie also. The supposed villains look like the Ring girls and, you know, the girl that comes out of TV, or The Grudge, whichever one. Whatever Japanese or Korean or whatever girl with long white dress with long hair, and she just like stands there. There's 2 of them, and then there's a bunch of guys with chainsaws. They don't explain anything towards the end where like you see people start getting picked off and stuff, not getting killed, but they like get grabbed, and then the movie cuts to the next scene. And they don't explain what happened there. You find out at the end that Brian's character is the one that set this all up. It's not really the killer, obviously. They're just going around, whatever. And scaring the daughter because he's tired of the daughter treating him like shit. And the daughter learns nothing. No character learns nothing. I learned nothing. Well, I did. I learned something. I learned that I might have a brain tumor. But point is that this movie is bad. It's just bad. It's fucking terrible. I can't even tell you anything positive about it besides I laughed a couple times. But that might have just been because I was fucking thrown into submission so much that I was just like, fine, okay, ha ha, shut the fuck up down there, you fucking kids. Oh God, I'm glad I didn't have anything sharp with me. You know, a pencil, fucking pen cap. You know, one of those little pointy parts of the pen. Jabbed around my fucking throat. I was fucking, oh, they got sweet release. I'm done. Anyway, there you go. I guess I have to give it a score. I'd give this fucking turd. I'll give it a 6 out of a 40. I know that's not a good Madea impression. I give it a 6 out of a 40. I couldn't fucking stand it. How this can be made is beyond me. I don't fucking know. That's it. Thank you. Until next time, goodbye.